So we want to have to end that mismatch between skills and job opportunities. So that is the ultimate goal, no? That we have 10 million OFWs, or overseas Filipino workers, and we want them to be back here. And the way to be able to do that is with the jobs that are available here. So there are also investments in the agricultural sector. And things that when I was a kid were thought of an impossibility. How do you push progress to the countryside? It's already happening. The BPO industry will reach about 640,000 direct jobs this year, produces between 2.5 to 5 jobs for every direct job. And they're venturing into areas in the countryside which have schools, which has the talent that they do need. So it is not a work in, well, it's not a dream, but rather something that is already a reality. Areas that are opening up because of these industries that we're hoping to nurture. The educational sector also is gearing up and has been conducting remedial studies and trainings so that we impart more and more skills higher up on the value chain of the BPO industry.
Do you see the outsourcing industry as a source of future growth for those jobs?
Yes, but not only that. No. There's also, one thing that has been a dream has also been the manufacturing side, and we're hoping to get that back. And again, utilizing China, there is a manufacturer of vehicles, trucks, heavy equipment that is already setting up. They're looking for a 10,000 hectare, what we call free port zone, similar to those that are afforded other countries in this country, to set up various manufacturing entities. We're already the 4th biggest shipbuilding country in the world. And then, again, we want to go everywhere where there are prospects for our people to have jobs in this country.
This next question, Mr. President, is also about helping Filipinos find good jobs here at home. And it was sent in by Guapoco. And he asked you, what are your plans for the increasing number of street people? How do you intend to get them off the streets and provide them with employment?
We don't agree with that figure of increasing number of street people. The data I have from our Department of Social Welfare and Development says that in the NCR, it's about 5,000 families by the end of 2010. Of that number, at least 1,000 plus of the families have already been brought back to the provinces where they came from. So the number should be decreasing and not increasing. I will also use the anecdotal information when I'm out on the streets traveling here and there. They don't seem to be increasing as far as I'm concerned. But having said that, 1/3 of our budget is devoted to social concerns. And the flagship project for the social concerns aspect is a conditional cash transfer program that seeks to provide a stipend for families in the bottom quintile of our population, those living, and we have about 20% living below the poverty line. The idea is, what is the reality when we got into office? We graduate only about 14% of our population in college. And there are so many reasons why we lose the students along the way. There's almost a 50% drop from from grade school to high school. And we want to redress that situation and address it. And the means to do it is to provide an incentive and an assistance by way of that cash stipend. The conditions are keep your children in school, get them inoculated against the 5 diseases, then you get this monthly stipend.
A direct cash payment?
In direct cash payment. We are targeting 2.3 million families this year. We are already at, I think the exact figure is 2,230,000. And I think we will finish the 2.3, not in December, but by November. They will be enrolled already in this program. We started out with about 800,000 that we inherited.
Okay.
And it is now, again, 2.3, about three times the number. We'll have 3 million of the estimated 4.6 million families by next year.
Okay. Let's move on, Mr. President, to the critical issue of peace and security. This is also our first video question for the President, and it's from Ben of UP Los Baños.
Which should you prioritize for defense? The Mindanao or the Spratlys Islands? If that is too specific for you, Mr. President, what could you say and plan about the overall defense of this country?
Okay. I think the primary issue has to be the peace and order situation in the country. Therefore, assistance to both the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police should be prioritized. embarking on a campaign for external defense at this point in time, especially relative to the potential threats from countries in our region, is, I think, an unproductive way of utilizing the resources that we do have. Okay. So what are the plans? We have to provide them with the basics. No? But we are for basics not only in terms of equipment, but also in terms of morale. For instance, one of the programs that I'm really keen about is this housing program for members of our uniformed services. They spend something like a third of their salary on rental of their housing. Okay. Another third on meeting their basic needs of food,